You've probably had this thought before, haven't you? If I just made an extra $1,000 a month, everything would be fine. If I could just hit that next promotion, or get that side hustle off the ground, the weight on my chest would finally lift. We tell ourselves this lie because it's comfortable. It's a mathematical solution to an emotional problem. But then, the raise comes, the bonus hits, and for a week, maybe two, you feel that rush of relief. You buy the thing you've been eyeing. You breathe a little easier. But then, something strange happens. The 15th of the month rolls around, and that familiar, cold knot in your stomach returns. The numbers in your bank account are higher than they were last year. Yet you're still checking your balance before you tap your card at the grocery store. You're making more, but you feel exactly the same. In this video, we're going to talk about why more money is rarely the cure for financial stress, and the invisible psychological script that is keeping you stuck in survival mode, no matter how much you earn. My name is Sam, and here at Sam Finance, we explore the real mechanics behind wealth building, and why some people effortlessly build a life of freedom, while others stay trapped in the same financial patterns for decades. Most people treat financial stress like a leaky faucet. They think if they just pour more water into the bucket, it won't matter that there's a hole in the bottom. But your relationship with money isn't a bucket. It's a thermostat. Think about how the thermostat in your house works. You set it to 70 degrees. If a cold draft comes in, the heater kicks on to bring it back up. If the sun beats down through the window, the AC kicks in to bring it back down. The system is designed to keep you at a specific baseline temperature. Your brain has a financial thermostat. It's a set point of stress and comfort that was programmed into you, long before you ever earned your first paycheck. If you grew up in a house where money was always a source of conflict, your thermostat is set to high anxiety. When you have no money, you're stressed because you're cold. But, and this is the part nobody tells you, when you suddenly get a windfall of money, your internal AC kicks in. You subconsciously find ways to spend it, lose it, or complicate your life until you are back to that familiar, comfortable level of stress. We don't crave being rich as much as we crave being right about our own identity. If your identity is someone who struggles, your brain will actually fight to keep you in a state of struggle. Even if you're making six figures, wealth isn't the number of digits in your bank account. Wealth is the gap between your income and your ego. Imagine two people. Let's look at Mark. Mark makes $200,000 a year. On paper, he's successful. But Mark's lifestyle, his mortgage, those car payments, the private school tuition, it costs him $195,000. Mark has $5,000 of breathing room annually. Then, there's Sarah. Sarah makes $60,000 a year. But Sarah has designed a life that only costs her $40,000. Sarah has $20,000 of breathing room. Who is actually richer? Mark is richer by IRS standards. But in reality, Sarah is much wealthier. Sarah has what I call cognitive margin. If Sarah's car breaks down, it's an annoyance. But if Mark's bonus is even 5% lower than expected, his entire life collapses. Financial stress is almost always the result of a lack of margin, not a lack of money. There are three invisible anchors that keep your stress levels high, regardless of your paycheck. Anchor 1, decision fatigue. When you make $30,000 a year, your decisions are forced by necessity. You buy the generic brand because you have to, but as your income grows, your options explode. Suddenly, you're not just choosing what to eat. You're choosing which lifestyle you belong to. Every new dollar adds a new layer of complexity. If you don't have a system for these decisions, the weight of choice creates a constant, low-level hum of anxiety. Anchor 2, the comparison trap. We don't measure our wealth in a vacuum. We measure it against the person standing next to us. When you make more money, you move into different circles. You stop comparing yourself to your college roommate and start comparing yourself to your new neighbor who just installed an in-ground pool. You aren't chasing a number. You're chasing a feeling of enough that is statistically impossible to reach if the people around you are always one step ahead. Anchor 3, the complexity tax. More money usually comes with more stuff. A bigger house means higher utility bills, more maintenance, more things that can break. A nicer car means higher insurance and more expensive tires. We think we're buying freedom, but often we're just buying more things that require our attention and protection. Think about the high earner, not rich yet trap. We see it all the time. People making $250,000 who are one missed paycheck away from disaster. They aren't irresponsible. They are just victims of a biological system that equates more with safety. But in the modern world, more often equals fragility. When you have no margin, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic, literally shuts down. You lose the ability to think 5 years ahead, because you are too busy surviving the next 5 minutes of your credit card bill. This is why rich people make dumb financial mistakes. It's not a lack of intelligence. It's a lack of mental space. So, how do we fix it? How do we actually rewire that thermostat? First, you have to define enough in advance. Most of us are running a race without a finish line. Sit down, away from your phone, and decide, what is the number where I stop scaling my lifestyle? If you don't set this mark now, your ego will move it for you every time you get a raise. You will be a hamster on a wheel that just keeps getting faster. Second, automate the margin. Don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left over. Your brain is wired to spend what it sees. Move your peace of mind money out of your sight the moment you get paid. Trick your survival brain into thinking you have less. It will force you to be more creative and disciplined. Third, the 48-hour rule. Before you buy anything that adds a recurring cost to your life, wait 48 hours. Ask yourself, am I buying this for the utility, or am I buying it to quiet an insecurity? Often, the things we think will make us happy are just expensive bandages for a deeper stress. We also have to talk about the identity shift. Most of us carry a broke identity even after we have money. We overtip to prove we aren't poor, or we buy luxury brands to hide the fact that we feel inadequate. True wealth begins when you no longer feel the need to prove you have it. When you are comfortable with an invisible lifestyle, your stress vanishes. Why? Because you are no longer performing for an audience that doesn't care. Imagine a life where a market crash doesn't keep you awake at night. A life where you can take a job for the passion, not the paycheck. That life isn't reserved for billionaires. It's reserved for people who have mastered their own psychology. At Sam Capital, we believe that the ultimate luxury isn't a yacht or a mansion. It's a calm nervous system. It's the ability to look at your bank account and feel nothing, no fear, no rush, just clarity. Money is a tool, but it's a tool that comes with a heavy manual that most of us never bother to read. You don't need $1 million to start breathing again. You just need a little bit of margin, a little bit of honesty, and the courage to stop running a race that has no end. Take a breath. Look at your life not through the lens of what you're missing, but through the lens of what you're protecting. Your time, your energy, and your peace are your most valuable assets. Don't trade them all away for a slightly nicer version of a life you're already stressed in. Start where you are. Protect your peace. And remember, the goal isn't just to be rich. The goal is to be free. They'll see you in the next one.